All right, our last new topic for this unit is graphing equations in standard form. So last class, we talked about how to take an equation that's in standard form and rewrite it into slope-intercept form. So now all that we're really going to do is we're going to say step 1 is do this, and then step 2, we already know how to graph that. So we'll just graph it from there and we'll be good to go, okay? So step 1, rewrite it in slope-intercept form. Step 2, graph it, okay? So let's take a look at this guy. So the first thing that we have to do is I'm going to subtract the 2x from both sides. So I'll subtract 2x, subtract 2x. All right. So that's going to leave me with a 3y over here. And then like before, I'm going to kind of just sneak that in the front. So I'll write it as negative 2x and then positive 6, so plus 6. All right, step 2. I'm going to divide everything by 3. So those will cancel. And then I've got y equals, these guys, they don't divide evenly. No big deal. We'll leave it as a fraction. Negative 2/3 x. And then 6 divided by 3 is 2. All right, so there's my line in slope-intercept form. So remember, from here, we're starting with our y-intercept at 2. So I'm going to come down here to my lovely little graph, and I'm going to put a point at 2. All right, and then I've got my negative 2/3, that's my slope. Be careful, remember you're going down because it's negative. So I'm gonna go down 2 and over 3. Down 2, over 3. If I wanna go the other way, I'll go up 2 and over this way 3. Up 2 and that way 3. There we go, that's my line. That's also my dog, that's Pepper. Pepper, shh. She's just in a barky mood right now. She just wants to wander around and bark at things. All right, so let's do this again with the second one. Same steps. So the first thing I'm going to do, subtract 4x from both sides. So those are going to cancel. I'm left with a minus 6y or a negative 6y over here. This guy, I'm going to sneak him in the front. So it'll be negative 4x and then plus 12. Okay, then we're going to get the y by itself. So I'm going to divide by negative 6. And that's going to be y equals, all right, negative 4 over negative 6. So the two negatives will cancel each other out. And then 4 over 6, I'm going to simplify that like a fraction, right? I can divide 2 out from both of those. So that's the same as 2/3, right? So I'm going to write that as 2/3 x. Pepper. 2/3 x. And then 12 divided by negative 6 is negative 2. All right, and then we just have to graph it. So remember this guy, my y-intercept. Okay, so at negative 2, I'm going to put a point on my y-axis. And then 2/3 is going to be my slope, which, hey, look at that. They ended up with the same slope. Okay, so 2/3 is my slope. Well, not quite the same, right? One's going negative and one's going positive. Fun fact, anytime you have two lines with the same slope, but one's negative and one's positive, they're perpendicular. So if I were to follow these two lines down, right, there's that one, they meet at a right angle. So there's your interesting math tidbit today. I totally lied. That's not true at all. They don't meet at a right angle. I take back everything that I just said. Yeah, nope, they're not going to meet at a right angle. And that's why I didn't look right. So if you were looking at that and saying, Miss King, those don't look like they meet at a right angle, it's because they don't. I deceived you there. I apologize. That was mathematically incorrect. If they were going to be perpendicular and meet at a right angle, one would have to be 2/3 and the other one would be negative 3/2. So it has to be upside down and negative. So my bad. Ignore that little tidbit. But the rest of it's right.